A former UFC fighter was hit by a car and killed in Brazil after he got in an argument with a rideshare driver who did turn out to be working for Uber at the time. The fighter got out of the car, got into an argument. According to the police reports, the driver stopped the car, started driving away, but then turned around and ran this guy down from behind and killed him.
Yeah, I mean, at first honestly, when I read the thing, I thought UFC fighter tried to fight a car, which was funny. Because, when you're a fighter, like at the UFC level, the way that I am, then you just feel like you can take on anything, and win. But then when I found out that the Uber driver drove away and waited till he had his back turned and then drove as fast as he could and killed him, I thought this is even better. This is like, do you think if you were an Uber driver, this would be your dream? Is to kill a passenger?
I mean, it's definitely the best way to, if you have to kill a UFC fighter, I think hitting him from behind in a vehicle is probably the way to go.
For sure. For sure. They're not prepared for that at all.
Right. Like, there doesn't matter how many rounds you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You're not coming back from
Yeah, and he didn't like hit the horn to try to get him to turn around. He must have turned off his headlights and just went right at him, which I think is every Uber driver's dream.
Well,
I've never gotten out of an Uber without just backing away slowly.
So you're in fear sometimes when you get out that maybe they'll pull this off.
Every single time I've been in an Uber, I've made them enraged.
The Uber did make a statement which I enjoyed, which said they have let him go. No longer allowed to work for Uber.
It'd be better if we knocked his rating down to 4 stars. Don't worry.
I don't know. What do you think he said to the Uber driver? You know what I mean? Like, they got into some sort of argument, and it was just verbal by the sound of it. There was no like altercation physically, but he got out of the car after some argument, and whatever he said apparently enraged the Uber driver enough.
I've got to imagine that the UFC fighter was like, "Hey, did you hear Jeselnik's got a new special dropping on the 30th? It's called Fire in the Maternity Ward. I think it's going to be his best one yet." And the Uber driver was like, "I think Thoughts and Prayers is unbeatable. That no matter what he comes out with, it's not going to be as good." And then it just escalates from there,
That's worth killing a man over? Or?
For sure. I mean, is it worth it? Like, I think it's his own reward. But it doesn't surprise me that someone died that day.
What if the last thing he said as he jumped out of the car was, "Bet you can't kill me"?
Do you think he would have said that?
I don't know. I'm just trying here.
How much would he bet? Like, how much money would you give an Uber driver for trying to kill you?
I don't know. Not enough. Poor guy. I mean, the guy had a wife and kids, and
Not anymore, Greg. Not anymore.
Danny Amendola went on a Instagram rant over the weekend, which Erica was, of course, following closely because that's her favorite NFL player. And
why is he your favorite? Because of his temperament with women?
It must be.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's just really hot. He's not my favorite player.
And so he broke up with this girl, or they broke up, and then he found out she was like making out with some dude.
Apparently, videos from Coachella this weekend, or the first weekend, posted where she was hanging out with Zed, the DJ. He's a Swedish DJ.
Are we supposed to know who Zed is?
Yeah, he has like a couple of big songs. Like you wouldn't.
We didn't.
You don't listen to Top 40.
We're too old.
No. I think there's nothing weaker than talking trash on an ex, and especially publicly where you rant about it. So we thought it'd be fun to have Erica read her favorite player's screed against his ex. It's quite long, but Erica's voice is melodious.
I believe there should be a boundary, by the way. I think it's between private life and social media. Olivia believes in fishbowl lifestyle. This fundamental difference was huge in our relationship. If you're my real friend, you know I'm a private. My mother, brother, father, and nephew are closest to me in this world, and you don't see one picture of them, and that's for their protection from those who criticize and judge. I believe in nailing picture frames on the inside of my house to remind the ones I love that I care. Olivia chooses and wants to be noticed on the internet and in Hollywood to make money.
Wait, I'm going to stop you right there.
Stop.
Is he nails picture frames to the inside of his house?
I guess.
And he's bragging about this?
He's bragging about that because those are somehow more real than the Instagram photos. He doesn't like to be in public. He's private. That's why he's fucking posting his all his thoughts about his ex-girlfriend on Instagram.
But are there people who nail picture frames to the outside of their house because they want to live in a fishbowl? Look at what my family looks like.
That was like the pre-internet era of like Olivia Culpo would be like that. Back in the 70s, she would just be posting pictures of her at the beach, like on the outside of her house.
Yeah, I can see it.
Which was hard for me to understand, but I quickly had to learn. Whereas the cost of fame in this world doesn't appeal to me. I play ball for one reason, and that's respect. The only reason I'm writing this post is because whether I liked it or not, we lived in the public eye. Just like any other loving relationship, we fought. A lot of the time it was my fault because, let's be honest, I can be an idiot. But, yup, she fucked up too. And if you cross me, I'm a hard MFer to deal with. The universe brought her and I together to enjoy life, love, and learn. We celebrated that as often as we could. And the sex was fucking crazy too. She gets
Wait, stop right there. He started the post by saying how he's a private guy. He's only posting, picture frames inside his house, and he's now gotten to her being at fault and that the sex was wild.
She gets so mad at me for not posting her on social media, but I think this shit is sometimes fake, sometimes toxic, but sometimes beautiful. And I felt like she had enough pictures online anyway. Truth is, I have a whole cell phone of funny, embarrassing, sexy pics IG would love to have. However,
Well, is that a threat?
seems like it.
Seems like a brag.
Not sure what's in the future, but the only thing I care about is her happiness. And if that's dancing with scrawny little fucks, so be it. And he also spelled scrawny SCRONY.
The
He's
spelling in general.
so dumb. So dumb.
Yeah, I mean, that took some wild twists and turns. I had not read that entire thing. I'm a very private person. Fuck like a horse. My girlfriend was great, but I thought she had enough pictures on online that she didn't need any more. Even though I've got pictures that are crazy. If you guys saw my pictures, oh my God, I'd have $1 billion because people would pay to see these pictures. But you know me. I'm a nail of the frame to the inside of my house kind of guy. I love my girlfriend forever. I wish her nothing but happiness, and I hope this post helps. Is he still your favorite player?
No.
No, I mean, I think one thing we learned from this interaction or these posts, because there were more, was that Danny Amendola is not that bright.
Oh my God, he's so dumb.
Is he the most embarrassing Patriot in history?
I mean, he's now a Detroit Lion.
Yeah, he's close.
But he was once. Can you think of any Patriots players that have been more embarrassing?
No. Why?
I can think of one.
Yeah, I mean, I can think of a few, but I know which one you're talking about.
Me too, but that's not embarrassing.
You don't think so?
Danny Amendola also published 2 apologies.
He did?
deleted both of them, or deleted at least one of them.
Well, first of all, if you're, no offense to Miss Universe, but if you were dating him for this long off and on, you know how dumb he is.
Sure.
You know. So if you see that, it's probably shit, he saw me with Zed.
I think if you're a former Miss Universe, then you're so smart that everyone seems stupid. You know what I mean? That it's almost impossible to find someone at your level intellectually. But as long as they fuck like champs, and she takes it into consideration to start nailing picture frames on the inside of her house. I assume right now she lives in a treehouse, and it's filled with mementos on the outside.
He deleted that apology too, but not before Julian Edelman, his former teammate, responded, "Step away from the Instagram, man."
That's bad for Danny
Ladies,
Amendola.
he's available. That would not really change. You would still get with Danny Amendola. Let's be real.
Yeah, I mean, he's dumb, but
I mean, how dumb would someone have to be? For not to
Podcast
sleep
listeners
with them?
can't see your facial expression. Dumb butt.
I mean, they can figure it out.
Like if someone was
I don't need to go to
hot,
dinner with him.
If someone was super hot but illiterate, literally illiterate, would you still have sleep with them?
Maybe.
What would they? What if What would they have to do for them to be too dumb?
No, I could never.
Sleep with an illiterate person?
Yeah. If you can't read, get out of here.
I mean, it's hard for me.
What about kill 4 separate people in 2 different instances and leave gum at the scene of the crime?
Definitely would. Have you seen Aaron Hernandez?
Now? I mean, I think you missed your opportunity there.